Hello and welcome to Think Watercolour. Today's demonstration I'm using this reference photo that I took along the North Devon coastal path near the village of Mortehoe. And what attracted me was the natural leading lines of the path and the slope of the cliff edge and the rocks, taking the eye into the image and intersecting with the horizon line to create a focal point at the top of the rocks. So let me show you how I painted this. This is a piece of Saunders Waterford 300-gram rough paper, and I've loosely sketched the image in, keeping reasonably closely to the reference, but not copying it slavishly. I'm starting with the sky, and I've got a mix here of cobalt blue with a touch of burnt sienna to just grey the sky a little bit. And I'm working on dry paper, and my board's flat, being fairly loose with it, and just indicating the darker areas first. And while the paint's still wet, I can just soften it with some clean water, soften the edges and blend it all together. I could have wet the whole paper first, but this is quite an easy way of doing these heavily clouded skies. Just tidying up the horizon line a little bit. And while the paper's still wet, I can add some more pigment where necessary. I'm going to let the sky dry, and I've already pre-mixed some colours for the sea. I've mixed up some Prussian blue, and separately I've mixed up some cobalt teal. And I'm putting the Prussian blue quite strongly along the horizon line because it's quite dark in the reference. But as it comes towards us, it fades into a very pale green. So I'm just dropping in this cobalt teal, letting it blend in with the Prussian blue, leaving lots of areas white in the foreground of the sea for the foaming sea at the bottom of the cliffs. Just adding a little touch of the cobalt teal, watered down. While that's drying, I've just mixed up some sap green with some lemon yellow for the initial wash on the grasses on the cliffside. Just adding a little bit of burnt sienna to paint some darker patches on that hill that's a little bit further away, and a few patches in the hillside nearest to us. For that distant coastline, I've added a touch of jadeite green, just for a darker area. Just add a little bit of contrast with the foreground hillside. For the pathway, I'm using raw sienna, a very weak mix of raw sienna, just leaving patches of white. And this is cobalt blue with a small touch of burnt sienna, just to create a nice light grey for the underpainting on the rocks. As I said earlier, I'm not slavishly copying the photograph. There's a lot of detail in these rocks, and I'm just suggesting what's there. And I'm just adding a few darker patches in the foreground, just to bring the eye forward. Just helps create that contrast between what's close to you and what's further away. Adding a few darker patches on that hillside that's not too far away from us. Just softening it with some clean water. When you start to add these darks, it does bring the painting alive a little bit more. Just adds a bit of contrast. That's what you're looking for in a painting like this. For the darker areas and the crevices and cracks in the rock formation, I've just mixed up a stronger mix of cobalt blue with some neutral tint, just to grey it a little bit, just a tiny amount of neutral tint. It just greys the cobalt blue quite nicely for the shadows on in the crevices on the rock face. Just darkening areas as I go along. This is a sort of a preparatory sketch for a larger piece that I'm thinking of doing of this image, and it helps me to determine which colours I'm going to use in the finished work. These preparatory sketches are really good for that sort of thing, and I recommend doing that if you have the time. Just using that same colour for a few rocks on the coastal path there, just to indicate them. Again, just adding different patches of shade. Just adding a few touches of white in the sea. Again, adding these darks brings this part of the painting forward to the viewer's eye. And I think I'm pretty much done now. Okay, I've had some time to have a look at the finished work, and overall I'm reasonably happy with it. It's just as I said earlier, it's a preparatory sketch for a more finished, larger piece. I think I would change the horizon line a little bit, make it a bit darker, maybe a bit bluer, and maybe with the foreground on the left, have that a bit brighter. But other than that, it's not too bad. I hope you found this quick demonstration useful. Do give it a try. You could use the reference photograph if you want to. It's fine. If you did find it useful, do give the video a like. Always helps with YouTube. Do subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and hit the notification bell for future videos. There's been a bit of a gap between the last one and this one. I've been a little bit busy, but I'll try and get back to posting once every week to 10 days. And thank you so much for watching.